Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Twist Gaming. We are here live from Origins 2018 in lovely Columbus, Ohio, and I am here with the phenomenal Stephen Bonacore from Stronghold Games.
You have like the loveliest voice in podcasting, I think.
It's a nice professional voice.
Yes, and so it's nice and clear. Mine is so raspy from the ridiculously late nights that have been going on while we're here hanging out.
Well, I'm sure it's also very loud in the convention hall and trying to talk and all the crowds and audience.
By tomorrow, I'm only croaking, yeah. So you got me a little bit before I completely lose the voice.
You know what? I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I mean, you always bring your A game for the camera.
I try. I'm not sure I can do it today, but I'm going to try. I'm always trying for you guys. I love you guys.
So much.
My new neighbors.
I know.
In Florida. I love
Welcome to Florida, sunny South Florida. What is it like getting out of the snow?
Oh, my goodness. I cannot tell you how much I love it.
Yeah?
Love it, love it, love it. Florida's the greatest. Why didn't I do it years ago? Well, because I was tied to the Northeast for so long. But now, not. Now we hang out in Florida in the lovely warm weather.
We had a lovely dinner the other night.
Yes, we did.
Really
That's
nice.
right. It was only like a week and a half ago or something like that, wasn't it? Oh my God.
Time flies.
Time flies. We're having fun, and I'm in the middle of 5 business trips, conventions essentially in 7 weeks, which is absolutely out of control.
Yeah.
Though the next one is kind of nice one. I'm going on BGG at sea, the cruise
to
Alaska, but it's still I've got to be on. I got to be Bonacore, so it's like poor me, tough to be me. No, but it's going to be a good time. But
you just finished up your gigantic calyx project at the house.
I got so much play on Facebook on that. I had, it's amazing. I guess people just want to see what do the games of other people look like. And people are going crazy and posting like how much in love they were. That wall is amazing actually because even my house in New Jersey, which was much bigger than the house I have now in Florida, I downsized quite a bit. I never had a 30-foot wall. That one wall has the dining room and living room, which is now one huge game space. I don't have a formal dining room or a formal living room. I have a 30-foot wall of games. Calyx shelves, 5x5s. All of my games fit in there. I'm now going to start building upward, though, just because it'll look really cool.
Like one of those old-school libraries. Yeah, I'm really excited for that.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to put a library ladder in and all that just to because it's going to look cool. I mean,
so if there's anybody's game room to be jealous of, it's definitely yours.
It's going to be great. I better mute this phone so you guys don't hear that.
So you have so many awesome projects going on
now.
All the time. You always have so many awesome things going on.
We do.
Tell me, what did you bring me today?
Okay, so we brought you something really, 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 really special, and this is really the first look at it because this game was brought to me by the printer from China on the plane. Took the game. It's being printed right now. It's actually going to be loaded like this week. It's finished, and she brought me a copy to have here just to show off. We're not selling this here. This is my big Gen Con release, and it is called, drum roll please, Fist of Dragonstones, the Tavern edition.
Wow.
I don't know if you can see, if the camera can pick up, that's a spot varnish that's on there, so it almost gives a three-dimensional effect between the characters in the foreground and the tavern in the background.
I've just noticed that little.
It's a very thematic cover because in the background is the Stronghold Games logo over like the fireplace kind of thing.
Oh, that's fantastic.
There's Percy, my cat.
Oh yeah.
and Percy shows up. See, we put this game in the Dragon and Flagon universe, so that you're playing this. In fact, right in the beginning of rules, there's a little Legend of the Dragonstones.
Okay.
And we set it in my Dragon and Flagon universe. We say you're playing at the Dragon and Flagon. That's the game that came out 2 years ago at Gen Con, the bar tavern fighting game, medieval fantasy fighting game, and these are the characters that were in that game as well. So,
very cool.
Otherwise, unlinked games, but they are. That's
nice
how they
when
are.
you have things still in the same universe.
I really think so too. So there's a really great story behind this game too, Fist of Dragonstones. This game originally was published by some small company called Days of Wonder. Our Days of Wonder.
That's somebody?
Yes.
They do things?
In Days of Wonder, when in the early days, we're a small company, like Stronghold is. Stronghold's getting bigger, and they published a bunch of games early on, and this was one of their first games called The Fist of Dragonstones. And of course, later on, they got Ticket to Ride, and they became a massive company and got bought by Asmodee. So we went out of print. We went back out to the game designers, Bruno Feduti and Mikhail Schacht, two of the greatest designers in the world, and we got the license from them again, and with them did some more development on the game to make it even a little better than it used to be. So in the previous incarnation of this game, this is a special character deck. I don't know if they, okay, there we go.
Switch you right on over.
Look at that, huh? Is this professional work here? So this is the deck of special characters, and over here, this is the deck of the standard characters.
Okay.
This deck was 1/3 the size that it is right now in the original game. So instead of having 25 special characters, you now have 75, approximately 75 special characters.
Oh, wow.
So the replayability of the game is enhanced threefold.
Okay.
And because only a certain number of those come in every game anyway.
Okay.
And now we're going to have even more of the...
Are they all unique special characters?
Almost every one of these
Awesome.
characters is unique. Yeah,
Okay.
and each one of them grant special powers. So let me tell you about the game. Now let's actually get into the gameplay. Fist of Dragonstones, the Tavern Edition, is a closed fist bidding game. So
Okay.
you're going to have, every player is going to, I'm going to show you behind the screen. We can show you these cool little screens we have here with the actually has the box cover plus the other characters from the dragon flag and on the edges here. So everybody has starts the game with a set of what's called fairy gold.
Okay.
Common gold, these two pieces, and common silver. The fairy gold is going to come back to you after every round.
So we have
it's magical.
So our fairy gold, which is a little green screeny.
There you
have
go.
Our nope.
That's funny.
And we have our silver.
Right. Fairy gold will come back to you after every round is played. The common gold and the common silver gets just spent out to the bank. There's ways of possibly getting more, but it's sometimes hard. The object of the game is to collect 3 points. This is your scoring point. It looks like a very weird looking die almost, like a D3. So you start out at 0 points, and you're going to get points for acquiring these Dragonstones. That's these things here, these glass beads, by acquiring them and then turning them in. Once the first player gets the 3 points, the game is over and you win the game.
Okay.
How does it work? Well, these are the standard characters: the witch, the magician, the thief, the red dragon, the yellow dragon, etc.
Let me see if I can grab one of those. We can get a nice close-up.
Yeah, sure. You can pick any of them.
Pick any
or all of them.
Take them all.
Yeah, take them all.
So
Do live.
Do live. So here is our witch.
The witch. So every time we start an auction round, the witch is always the first to be auctioned off. Why? Because her special power is that she's going to, if you win it, you're going to get the black piece token, and that will enable you to cancel anybody else's bid later on in the auction round. So she's like an evil character. Then the magician, you pay any 4 Dragonstones to the bank and you score 1 point. So there's one of the ways that you can then take the Dragonstones that you have acquired, or you start the game with 4 too. So wow, that's a good one to get if you can bid on that and get it early. Any 4 Dragonstones. It's not a good ratio. Sometimes you can spend 3 to do it and things like that. You spend the Dragonstones and boom, all of a sudden you go.
Now you're down to points.
Go to 1 point from 0 points, etc. Now this one is the thief. Take 1 Dragonstone of your choice from the second highest bidder. So you got to one upsmanship on what you're bidding. So with those standard characters, you're going to be taking 3 of these special characters, and you randomize them, of course. You're going to randomize them into the entire lot. Put them next to the witch there. And then you're going to start bidding. And how do you bid? You're going to pick any number. By the way, this is a game for 3 to 6 players, so this is not exactly the right way to play. It's for 2 of us, but you get the idea. There's easily enough stuff to play. All these are all the extra player screens and lots more Dragonstones and lots of bids all over
and
stuff.
all the fun stuff.
I'm going to talk about the king's favor last. So you start with witch auction. So you would take any number of the item behind your screen.
Okay.
And you put them in your fist.
Okay.
Any number, and 0 is a number, by the way. And you would turn it over. And boom, you would then be bidding to my 0, so you would win.
Okay.
So these 2, and this is
the
fairy gold. It stays here in front of your screen until the end of the round, until all, whatever it is, 10 or 11 of these cards are auctioned off, and then the fairy gold will come back. If you had bid any regular gold, that would just go back to the bank.
Pile.
You don't ever bid the silver, unless you go to a tie. If we had both bid 2, then we would bid silver.
How many silver pieces to break the tie?
To break the tie, exactly.
All right.
So that's how you go through. And then, of course, with the witch, as we mentioned, then you would get the 1 black stone, and then you can use that at some point to cancel everyone's bids. Because if you knew that, for instance, that one what was it? I forgot the name of that character. The wizard. No, it was the other guy. You can take all four of your stones, and if you wanted that one, the magician. Look at that. She knows the game better than me. So if you didn't want anybody to get that, and you didn't have enough money to bid, boom, she just throws out that. Done. So the really interesting thing here also is that you had bid 2, right?
Yes.
You had bid 2, and let's just say that I bid 3. Okay. Right? So I win. You don't get them back. They're all spent to the front of the screen. So you have to be careful, and you only have that many fairy gold to bid for this entire round, for all of these. So there's going to be a lot of zeros, and then when you want to make your move, you try to overbid, but you might lose it anyway, and then you lose it. So there's a lot of I did it wrong, that kind of stuff that goes on there. So this is going to keep happening. You're going to be acquiring these stones. You're going to be getting some of the standard characters, more and more and more. The special characters are going to come out, and you're going to keep scoring points. Besides the 3 times as many special characters that I mentioned, which is a really great thing for the replayability of the game. We've also introduced a new mechanic that was not in the original game at all, and that's the King's Favor. And King's Favor goes to the person who wins the last auction, so it kind of like keeps you, you want to save something almost to maybe try to win it. And why would you want the King's Favor? What does the King's Favor do? Well, good question. I'm glad you asked that question. One thing you do, you would get back a common silver. So, when you're starting to spend silver, it's one of the ways to get back a little bit of silver. But the bigger thing is the player who has the King's Favor is the one who's going to look at the cards. I believe you look at 4, and don't quote me if I'm wrong. But you look at 4 cards in the beginning. That player would do that and say, okay, I want these 3 to go in. Or they are the ones who are going to select the cards, the special character cards that'll be seeded into the deck. So they'll have a little bit of knowledge that, the dealer's going to be there, and I can leverage that the best. So then you can see when it's going to come out. So that is basically how the game plays. You're going to play round after round, go through all of these, then take out the special ones that were in here.
Okay.
Right? Take 3 more. The guy with the King's Favor does it, shuffles them up, and you start another round until somebody has 3 points. Basically, that's the game. This is my big Gen Con release, as I mentioned. We're going to, not only is it going to be there for the first time. The street date for this is actually September 5th. So about a month after Gen Con approximately is when it'll be on the street.
Okay. But
we're going to have it there, and we're having this huge party, a launch party. We've done this every year.
Your parties are always fantastic when it comes to Gen Con releases.
And you remember what we did in the past? Have you been there?
I've
heard and saw the pictures, right?
Of the last year was the bicycle game.
We did Flamme Rouge last year, and some idiot who was 15 pounds heavier at the time, me, came out riding on a bicycle in biker spandex.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was really not attractive. But I would look much better this year if we were doing the biker game. But so
but
that
now
was fun.
It's King's Tail.
Or
Dragons. I'm sorry.
2 years ago we did the Dragon and Flag, and so we had I came out in my monk's robes, and there were other cosplayers there doing the characters in the game. And this year it's sort of the same universe again, so we're going to try to get some more cosplayers. I might be in a costume again. We'll see if I can pull that off. Yeah, it might be. Some hooded figure might be walking around at that. So that's always a great fun thing. If people are going to be at Gen Con and they want a cool thing to do on Thursday night, they can come, get a ticket, come there. Sometimes people walk away with games for, the winners sometimes walk away with games, number one. And you'll see the role-playing, the silliness there, and everybody always gets a free gift, too. We actually
How do I find out more about the event?
The event is on the Gen Con website. It's an official ticketed event. Gen Con makes you get those tickets. I can't just, do it for free. So they get all the money from that. Go there. It's called the Fist of Dragonstones, special launch party. Just go there, sign up there. 140 people, something like that, will be in the room playing the game together, and everyone's going to get some free gift. We haven't even decided what it is going to be. Like the first year we had pint glasses for everybody with the Dragon and Flag and logo. Last year we had water bottles with the Flamme Rouge logo on it.
Okay.
So it'll be another thematic thing, whatever it's going to be.
Very cool.
It's a very exciting release, and very exciting to bring a game like this back into print after it's been out of print for like 10 years. It's something we started doing back in the day when Stronghold first started with Code 777 and Survive. We started doing that. Coming back and bringing back another great game.
Kind of games.
Yeah, and this is another one we're doing that with, and this is a classic closed closed fist auction game. So very happy about this one.
Now, I'm very excited about this game, but I know it's not the only thing that you have on your plate at the moment. Could never have been the only. I can only imagine you ever.
Yes, I have a release every 2 weeks, basically. But the other one will just quickly show what's going on here.
All right.
Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, that's good. That's good. So what is that? You don't even see a name of that game, but there's the name of the game. It's called Paper Tales. In Paper Tales, you and I, right, are going to be doing this live. We're going to do it live.
Oh, yes, we are.
We're going to be streaming this live, playing the whole game together.
This is going to be part of our PSI Present segment.
On July
12th.
July 12th. I knew that. I knew that. Of course I knew. On July 12th, it was the first time we had a chance to get together at the same time because I'm constantly out of the state lately. So we're going to be doing that live, but I'll go really quickly through it. And this is a drafting game, card drafting game, where you get a set of cards and you pick one and pass it, pick one and pass it, that kind of thing. And you are setting up, it's a civilization building game of sorts, where you're drafting units for your civilization, and you put them in front of you to deploy them. You'll do a little bit of warring with your neighbors, sort of like a la Seven Wonders, that kind of thing. A little bit of warring. You'll score victory points for winning wars, and you win wars even when you tie, which is kind of cool. So it's very friendly. So you win wars, and then you're building buildings for your civilization based on the resources that your units are giving you as well. So they do war and they do resource management.
This is going to be an interesting game to play on
stream
with all of us.
There's a lot of buzz around this game. It came out in Europe at the end of last year, and we picked up a license. Again, beautiful artwork, a little spot varnish thing going on there again. Look at that. And the reason for Paper Tales is that the art style is that style where you use like the construction paper to make the layers of the that's the kind of the art style that is used on all the cards. Really pretty, really interesting looking cards. And not only is Paper Tales coming out at the end of July, beginning of August, expansion's coming out in September for it as well.
So you've already got something planned for the next steps.
It's already there. In fact, they're both being printed at the same time. They're both on the ship, and they're both arriving, but we're going to space that out. So you can pick up this game at the end of July, beginning of August, and then a month and a half later, the expansion called Paper Tales Beyond the Gates takes the game to 7 players. And has a solo mode where you go against the Lich King. So this is a fantasy-based civilization.
So how many players is the base
game is 2 to 5 players.
Okay.
And then you go up to 7 and down to 1 player with expansion.
Excellent.
And we'll be playing this together coming up soon.
Very excited.
On live Twitch Gaming.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Steven, for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I know you're a busy dude with lots of things going on.
I'm tired. Oh, my God.
If our
I'm
audience...
not staying out till 2 a.m. again.
Bad life choices.
Just bad. Well, you make bad choices at some points in your life.
That's what happens when you go on the road. I mean, you only live once, right?
You only live once. You got to do it.
If our audience wants to know more about all of your various releases or what's coming up, or, we're going to go to Gen Con to get the tickets for the event, but where do we go to find out more about the releases of the games?
All of our games, we list them right on our front page at strongholdgames.com. You can see exactly when games are coming out. When we're not sure of the exact date, we give you the month at least, and we keep that up to date to the extent that we can, and we have it listed out through October now, I think, and more are going to be coming out until the end of the year. Website for that, you can sign up for our newsletter. We do pre-orders, so you guys can all pre-order the games, not this one quite yet, but you can pre-order the current games that are coming out, and we always ship them to you before they're actually available in retail. We're very active on Twitter all the time, so at Stronghold Games there, Facebook pages /Stronghold Games. We're doing a lot of Instagram. Finally, because Pauline figured out how to do that. That's her thing. She does the Instagram for me. But no, things are going great, and really excited about the releases coming out this year. Some of the bigger ones, like with Freedom and Freeze and stuff, some of the big box games, that'll be end of year. We haven't even mentioned those yet. I haven't even announced those yet, but they're coming out soon.
That may or may not have been a bit of an announcement.
We always do Freedom and Freeze games, but it's
Fair enough. All right, Stephen, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.